Hey guys, it's me, Crystal. Welcome back. Excuse the quality. I don't know why my camera from my computer is like that. I really thought it was gonna be like a better quality camera, but I recorded a video on my phone. Um, but I cannot upload it to my computer because my iCloud is full. So I need to buy more storage on my phone. Oh my god, Romeo! Baby! He just woke up from his nap, so he is like very um hyper. But I wanna do my labor and delivery story. This is my son's channel. But I have my separate channel for myself. But I'm honestly probably gonna delete that and just keep all of my videos on his channel too. I did his my delivery story on his channel. I mean on my channel. Um, but I'm just like I need to redo it because that was like days after giving birth and I was still, on medications and stuff, and it was just horrible. So yeah. But I'm probably gonna just list all my videos private just because I want to keep those. I don't want to delete them because it's a lot of memories. But yeah, so let's just get into it. So it was March 12, 2018. It was the morning, and I had an appointment at 9 or 10 o'clock a.m. And it was just I was gonna start my regular checkups, and so I went into my doctor's. But let me say this before because a lot of you are not gonna know. Um, I did have a high risk pregnancy when I was 21 weeks. I was already 1.5 centimeters dilated. Um, I was contracting and I was leaking fluids from my water bag, my water bag. Um, so I was in the hospital for like 2 days. And they had me on bed rest for the rest of my pregnancy. The doctor was like, "You cannot get out of the bed. You are only allowed to get out of the bed to go to the washroom." So I had to stop working. I had to just stop everything. Like I literally only went from my bed to the couch to dropping off my son to school to coming back and being in bed for the rest of the day. That was it. Like I was not able to do groceries, nothing. Um, but yeah, so I remember when I went to the hospital because oh no, it was the second time. Yeah, the second time after that, I was like 25 weeks. I went back to the emergency room because I was bleeding. Like I had white TMI. I had white and there was just blood on the paper and I like freaked out because I was already a high risk pregnancy and I was leaking fluids and I'm like, what the heck is going on? So I went to the hospital and they checked everything. The baby, he was fine. They didn't understand why I was bleeding, but they did say that the baby was already low, and at that point I was 2 centimeters, and so they were getting really worried. Um, like that I was gonna go into labor. The doctors were like, "You are not gonna make it to 32 weeks." They're like, "You're not because you're dilating and he's dropping lower and lower and lower, and your cervix." What did they say? Your cervix is low or something like that. I forgot to be honest. So they prescribed me a nifedipine, and I was on nifedipine for the rest of the time that I was pregnant. That's mainly like just to stop your uterus from contracting, so you won't dilate. So yeah. So going back to what I said, it was March 12th. Remind you, I was due April 1st. Um, it was March 12th, and I remember, like, I still kept feeling like tightness in my stomach, and like, I did not know that they were Braxton Hicks because with my first pregnancy, I never had a Braxton Hicks that I could remember of. I just remember like my stomach, it was tightening, and like I would like sometimes have to like breathe because like it would hurt, like it would get so tight. And so I told my doctor, oh my God, my battery, what the heck? I just started 15%. About 58 minutes left. How do I do this? Okay. I told my doctor, I'm like, I'm feeling tightness. And when I went to see my doctors, I had 5 doctors. It was a group of doctors. And each appointment, I would see different doctors. So I'm not sure if she knew that I was a high risk pregnancy because I haven't seen her like since like my 7 week appointment. And she's like, oh, that's normal. Oh, there you go. When I went to my appointment, I was 37 weeks. Yeah, 37. So I made it to 37. I passed 32 weeks, which I was so happy. Um, she checked my cervix first, and I was 4.5 centimeters, and I was already like having Braxton Hicks, which they were contractions. She was like, "Oh, you're just having some contractions, but that's normal." And she just sent me home, and I was so mad because I'm like, "What the hell?" And I called my mom on the way home. She's like, wait, she's like, if you're 4.5 centimeters and you're having contractions, how come she didn't admit you? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, you have to be like, I think 5 centimeters. I think 5 centimeters to be admitted, or I don't remember. Not, no, it's every 5 minutes your contractions. Yeah, every 5 minutes. Oh my goodness. Oh, I know. Come here. Come here. You. Romeo's gonna join us. Okay, and then I was like, I don't know. I'm like, I don't know. I just went home. Oh my God, my hairs. Don't mind these baby hairs. They're like irritating me. So I went home, and then it was like before 11 o'clock. It was before 11, and I was laying down, and all day I just kept having Braxton Hicks, which they were contractions. I was in labor already, and I didn't even know. And they had stopped around 3 o'clock, and I was like, you know what? I'm like, I'm just gonna go to sleep. But before I went to sleep, I ate pineapple. I ate a whole pineapple because that's all I craved when I was pregnant with him: pineapple and watermelon, like watery fruits. And um, so I took a nap. I woke up about 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and then we just went about our day. We showered our oldest son, we did homework, and then we were gonna go to sleep. I remember I jumped in the bath around 8 o'clock, and I was trying to go to sleep. I went to the room like at 9:30, and I remember I had tweeted on Twitter at 9:21. I think that was the exact time. I was like having a lot of contractions tonight, but tonight might be the night. And then so I could not get comfortable in the bed. I couldn't. And that was just weird to me because I'm like, why can't I get comfortable? Like, that is not me. Usually when I hit the bed, I'm like, boom, out. And I came to the living room and I was sitting on that couch right there that you see. And I was texting my sister. I'm like, oh my God, what if I had the baby here at the house? She's like, shut up. She's like, you remember what happened to me. She almost had the baby outside. It was so funny. And then so literally after that, I stood right here, right there. And I was like, you know what? I started moving my hips like this and round because my stomach was just hurting. No, so bad. And hi, say hi. Hello. And then I popped a squat because I remember my sister was like, do squats, so he could lower down. And I'm like, okay. I remember I got down. I couldn't even get back up because as soon as I got down, I heard like a pop, like literally a pop. Like it was so weird. Like I stood there and I freaked out. I stood up and then I ran to the bathroom. Something told me to run to the bathroom. I ran to the bathroom and then I sat on the toilet. And then as soon as I sat on the toilet, my water broke and I screamed for my fiance. I'm like, babe, I'm like, my water broke. No. I'm like, my water broke. He got up like that. Right? Dad, you got up like this because you were coming. He got up like that. And then he called his brother because his brother lives like 5 minutes away. He was gonna come and watch our oldest son. Yeah. And then I started to get a contraction. I had one contraction. It was the worst pain of my life. I was hitting my head on the wall because that's how hard it was. And then um, I came over here because he was on the phone with my doctor, telling her, giving like all my information, and then we were gonna be there in 20 minutes. And then I got a second contraction, and at that moment, I started feeling something like the urge. No, baby, I folded that. I felt like I needed to TMI before I say this TMI skip. I felt like I needed to poop, and so I was like, I knew at that point that the baby was coming. And I'm like, call the ambulance. I'm like, we're not making it to the hospital. He's coming right here. I was still standing in the bathroom. He's like, are you sure? Are you sure we could make it? I'll drive fast. I'm like, nope. Like, he's coming here. And then don't mind that we live in an apartment. So we live right in the middle. So there's someone on top and someone on the bottom. And those contractions, I didn't scream, but I was like, like, oh, like that. And then, how do you call it? He called 911. And then as soon as he was on the phone with them, I was like, I need to push. And I had my leggings to my knees. I pushed once so hard. Like if I was taking a big ass crap, like I pooped, like I was pushing hard. And then look how fat he is. He's so cute. But he's not that fat. I don't know why this camera is making him look like that. Then I pushed the second time and bloop, he fell into my pants. And I was scared. I was really scared to like touch him and like grab him. I felt like my body like went into shock and I couldn't grab him. Like I was scared. Like I couldn't do anything. I was frozen. And then I told him, I'm like I went like that. I was like, he's in my pants. And then my back. And then he came. I'm like, grab him. I'm like, I don't want to grab him. And then he grabbed him. He's on the phone with 911, and they were here ready, but they needed him to open the door. And then so he's like, here, hold the baby because I can't take him, obviously, because we were still connected through the umbilical cord. And then they came in, and then they cut the cord, they wrapped him up, they wrapped up my the other half of the umbilical cord on my leg. They wrapped it around, not wrapped it around. They taped it, and then we went to the hospital, and then they rushed him into the NICU because since he was born in the bathroom, they were scared of like infections. So right away they hooked him up onto antibiotics. And they took me to the room. I mean, they took me to a room to deliver the placenta, which was the worst feeling ever. They had to give me drugs because I was not cooperating because it hurt. And I didn't want to open my legs because it hurt. And then they took me to the room. And then I was in bed for 10 minutes. And they came back in. And they were like, okay, we need you to go to the bathroom. And I'm like, what? Like, I literally just delivered a baby 20 minutes ago, and you guys want me to go to the bathroom already? Get up? Like, what the hell? Like, I was so mad. And then, like, I got up, and I couldn't pee. For some reason, I couldn't pee at all. And they did an ultrasound on me. My bladder was really, 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 really full. And they were like, you need to pee. If not, we're going to have to put a catheter in you. And at that point, I was like, no, I'll go pee because TMI, I had like little cuts and scratches, and it was gonna hurt so much if they put that catheter in me. So I was like, you know what? Let's go. So I went, I sat down, and then she was right there by the door, and I started hearing like this loud beeping noise in my ear, and I was like, I can't hear. I'm like, I hear a lot of beeping noise, and then I started to feel nauseous. Romeo, okay, let me hear you. And then as soon as I got up, I fainted on the floor because they, like I said, wanted me to walk right away. But that is my delivery story. In the end, he was in the NICU for 4 days just because they wanted to keep check on, no infections, no bacteria on him. He was fine. He came home. I was able to go home like 2 days later. But yeah, so that is my delivery story. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I know this is like a weird vlog because not a vlog, it's a sit down video. So I'll see you guys in my next video because little Romeo is starting to get into things that he shouldn't be doing, right, baby? So I'll see you guys. Bye.